Hi, this is Alex with Discount 2A Radio. Today I want to cover some of the most common problems that our repair department sees. The first one is tape on the antenna. We see it all the time. Their antenna starts getting frayed, cracked, and so they tape it up. What actually happens is it degrades the transmission performance. You start getting static, and so the simple solution is don't put tape on the antenna. They're pretty inexpensive. Just replace the antenna and a lot of the problems will go away. The next thing you come across is people will tape up the radio itself. Let's say they drop it a couple times and the battery is now loose, so they'll put tape on, tape around the radio to hold the battery in place, or they may want to write their name on it. The problem is that the microphone is right here, so the tape goes over the microphone and now people can't hear them clearly. The audio is distorted, so don't put tape around it. If you do want to personalize your radio to make sure it doesn't get lost or doesn't grow legs or somebody doesn't take it, we can engrave that pretty inexpensively. Another very common complaint we hear is people say that the radio is beeping. What that means is that your battery is running low. It's actually designed to do that. There is a low battery alert so that you know when your battery is almost dead and you aren't surprised with your radio not working. So a simple fix, just keep a spare battery with you, swap it in, or just put it in your charger for a little bit and to take you through the rest of the day. Another thing to always double check is make sure you're on the right channel. It sounds really obvious, but we get calls all the time, somebody saying their radio no longer transmits, they can't hear anybody, and they want to send in for repair. Turns out what happened is as they're walking around, they bumped it against something and the channel knob changed and they're on a different channel and just didn't realize it, and that's it. So just before you panic, just double check the channel. Could be a quick, simple fix. Another common problem is the accessory jack being partially unplugged. It may look like it's plugged in, but what happens is if it's not making complete contact, your transmissions are going to be staticky. People are going to be only hearing some of the words. So if people are complaining they can't hear you very well, just make sure that you give that accessory jack a really good, strong push. Make sure it's in there completely seated, and often will solve the problem and save you time and hassle of sending in the radio. Another common issue is people will say they can't transmit. What you want to check first is to see if you see the light at the top of the radio. If that's green, what that means is there's somebody else in the area who's sharing your frequency and they're transmitting. So they have a different PL tone, so that means that you can't hear them and they can't hear you, but you still can't transmit on the same frequency as somebody else until they're finished. So if you're trying to transmit and nobody's hearing you, just check that light at the top of the radio. If it's green, just wait until it goes out. Once the light goes out, now you can start talking and everybody will hear you just fine. This is especially common with companies that use a repeater because you're sharing one channel among different departments. They'll have it split up, and then this prevents crosstalk. And so again, just check that light at the top of your radio. If it's green, just wait a couple seconds till it goes out, and then you can go ahead and talk.